Seems I'm back. Sorry guys. I got disconnected for a moment there. We're gonna continue with mana. Great news.
光一さんとともに聖剣伝説ビジョンズ・オブ・マナの内容を紹介していきたいと思います。
Hello, I am Koichi Shi from Gretz. I am so happy to introduce the newest game in the Mana series to Xbox players. 初期の頃からシリーズ作品に登
So
場
I'm guessing, yeah,
私が
money.
考案したものですが、
Xbox is spending money on this for the promotion.
今作では初めはドット絵からスタートしたモンスターたちを
I wonder if this is going to have multiplayer.
進化して聖剣伝説ビジョンズ・オブ・マナに落とし込むか、デザインの方
But yeah, it's the usual
完成イメージまでを監修する立場でプロジェクトに参加しました。
the usual monsters from the series, actually. All of those.
聖剣伝説ファイナルファンタジー外伝を作っていた頃から、自分の頭の中ではモンスターたちは立体的に生き生きと動いて、これまで自分が携わった作品ではそれらをどうやって当時の技術で表現できるかにこだわって作ってきました。最新作では聖剣伝説のモンスターたちのただ可愛いだけではなく恐ろしさの部分もしっかりと表現できているので、
Okay, the magic you keep needs to charge it. It's not instant.
聖剣伝説シリーズには空を旅する海を渡る手助けをしてくれる頼もしい仲間たちがいましたが、今作には広大なフィールド探検に欠かせない新たな仲間が登場します。陸上を猛スピードで駆け回ってくれる
Okay, now you have mounts.
ピックルも石井さんが新たに考案してくださっています。
新たな仲間を考えるにあたっては、今作のマスコットキャラクターになるくらい可愛い動物にしたいという漠然とした思いがありました。その上でヨークシャテリアの毛並み、見た目はアルマジルによく似た仙山港や
パンゴリン
アヌビスの子供といった具体的なイメージが浮かんできて、それぞれの特徴を取り入れながらラフデザインを書き起こしました。デザイナーにもアイデアを出してもらいながら、足の長さや丸まった時のイメージなどゲームの中での見え方も考えながら調整を重ねていき、ピックルは誕生しました。
Wonder how many areas this game is gonna have.
過去さまざまなコンポーザーが携わられた楽曲の雰囲気が感じられつつも、最新作として素晴らしい新たな楽曲が生まれました。 BGM でもしっかり聖剣伝説シリーズらしさを感じてもらえると思います。過去シリーズの楽曲を手掛けたクリエイターたちが全100曲という大ボリュームの制作に挑んでいます。
100 tracks. Seems like it's gonna be a pretty mini game.
からバトルまでをシームレスに体験できるよう、今作ではインタラクティブミュージックを導入しており、冒険の没入感を高めてくれます。
I think this game is gonna be also in on the next Nintendo console.
今作はアクション RPG 聖剣伝説のアクション部分が強化されています。空中でのアクションがバトルの鍵となっており、武器での
Aerial combat.
も可能になっています。
Oh, magic in the air.
そして本作ならではの特徴として、聖剣伝説シリーズではおなじみの精霊たちがいますが、
Those battles, that seems pretty similar to the oh no, the one in Trials of Mana was more like a pumpkin.
特性の違いがありますので、その効果とともに聖剣伝説の世界らしい不思議な力で爽快なバトルを楽しんでいただけます。
オリジナルモンスターやピックルにも注目してほしいのですが、聖剣伝説ビジョンズ・オブ・マナは聖剣伝説らしさを感じてもらえる作品になるよう、小山田君を中心にチームのみんな
So we're gonna have release date.
くれていますので、ぜひ発売日を楽しみに待っていてください。私自身もプレイするのを楽しみにしています。
聖剣伝説シリーズとして初めて Xbox ユーザーの皆さんにお届けする本作聖剣伝説ビジョンズ・オブ・マナは今後も様々な情報をお届けしていきますのでぜひご期待くだ
So
さい。
no release date, but
この忘れられない冒険を Xbox ユーザーの皆さんに楽しんでいただける日が
summer.
待ちきれません。
So no, it's not going to be it's not going to be there for, well, the launch of the next Switch is still a history. But it's most likely going to be in the fall. So yeah, this is going to release before.
Hello, and welcome to Oxide Games. We founded the studio in 2013 with our decades of personal experience building some of the most beloved strategy games of all time, like Civilization V. We came together to create something new and innovative in a genre we all love. Our History Untold is the game.
Oh, these are the
Ara is an homage to historical gamers,
Civilization? I didn't know that.
4X gamers. It features all the depth and gameplay fans of this genre love, where you'll explore the world, expand your nation, govern your people, and engage with your rivals on the international stage. But it isn't just more of the same. With Ara, we wanted to challenge some of the preconceived notions about the genre, push it forward in a modern, empowering, and truly compelling and approachable way.
I used to be
For example, we have over 100 instruments on display in the
I was very into strategy games,
that we purchased in order to
Age of Empires and stuff like that.
expand the game and make it really good. Hi, Dan. That's Dan. We started in his basement. It's been an amazing process to see from concept to completion. We started small, building a robust game.
I wonder if that was a real interaction.
And prototyping out features, rediscovering what made us fall in love with strategy games in the first place.
The end result is Ara, the historical grand strategy game that presents a living world where you can rule how you want to rule and chart your own path to becoming the most prestigious nation on the planet.
For Ara, we knew we needed deep systems with outcomes that encourage exploration and give players the power to experiment and make meaningful strategic choices while still having agency over their playstyle.
There's something about
To explore more in different parts of history.
Western
World the chance to see the game reflect their unique perspective. And
Western designs that I have fallen out of love from them. Like I recently was playing Banjo and Kazooie,
One of the first differences you'll see,
and yeah, it's so, I don't know, it feels so weird to me. Like even though I'm used to it
bursting with life,
because I played it for
authentic and immersive space.
I played it first a long time ago, and I was really into it. But nowadays,
it reflects the choices
I don't know.
players make over the course of the game.
how Western developers shade their games.
On architecture over time to the thousands of citizens living their lives and reacting to the changes. We want players to feel
I don't vibe with them
occupying the world,
that much anymore.
people as they thrive and grow. Core to the vision of Ara is our philosophy of rule how you want to rule. And no feature better exemplifies this than the prestige system.
To win a game of Ara, players will compete with their rivals to build the most influential, impressive, and important nation the world has ever known. This is measured by prestige, the player's score that proves their worth as a leader.
The prestige system gives players the chance to decide what kind of leader they want.
But I don't know. I'm kind of interested in this one.
Of arts and culture.
It's been a while since I played
Scientific advancement. The choice is theirs.
a game like this.
There are no set victory conditions. Players get to decide what is most important to them and focus and prioritize on those goals while still being able to win the game.
Personally, when I play Ara, I like to build triumphs. Triumphs are our collection of incredible monuments and architectural achievements from throughout human history. Like the Great Pyramid of Giza. They're hard to build, but worth it, giving huge prestige bonuses and game-changing abilities to the nation that constructs them.
Another aspect of Aura that I'm personally excited about is our crafting system.
The crafting system offers a unique challenge to the player that they generally won't see often in the 4X
Crafting?
genre. Succeeding at balancing, gathering the right things, turning them
Oh,
into the
really?
things that you need, and then finally
So you can
a reward of something like an
upgrade like the
triumph.
most
Changes
minusculous
the
things
challenge that
to
exists in Aura compared to other 4X games.
make your workers better, stuff like that.
National scale, with players honing and combining the natural resources they harvest into all manner of goods and components. Those are the foundation for everything, from international trade to improving their cities and citizens' lives, and even manufacturing the weapons necessary to draft military units. The crafting system in Aura encourages thoughtful, advanced planning. It rewards players who can see the strategic outcome of all their collective decisions, and not just the individual ones.
I'm proud of the work that's gone into our simultaneous turn system. Many strategy games have players alternate taking turns and reacting to their opponent's moves. In Aura, all players' actions are resolved at the same time. This rewards players' ability to navigate uncertainty, to predict and strategically plan for a variety of scenarios
Yeah,
at
that-
the moment. This system
I'm
makes
not really understanding how this game works. Is this really like competitive then?
Once your turn is finished, you have to wait for a long time. With simultaneous turns, generally speaking, those times
I thought it was going to be a bit more
the game and stay engaged rather than having those periods of downtime.
a bit more simulation type.
It's not easy sifting through all of history and picking what to include. For Aura, we wanted to offer a fresh perspective, so we looked at cultures and societies throughout the millennia with the broadest lens possible.
Where this approach really shines is in our leaders. Leaders are so often seen as military personnel or prominent government figures, but leaders come in so many different forms. They're thought leaders, scientific and cultural prodigies, and many more.
Each leader in Aura has a number of special abilities determined by their personality traits, as well as a powerful and unique leader trait informed by their contributions to world history.
With a diverse global roster, we know players will find leaders that they will want to play. And even a few that may surprise them with how fun it is when those leaders are handed the reins of power.
For us at Oxide, player feedback is the only way to really understand what you're making. It gives us that priceless perspective from the people we're
Do they have a early release?
Building the game alongside real players has given us that critical player
Oh,
feedback.
I didn't know that.
In the end, we believe this makes for a deeper connection between the players and the game.
One of my favorite examples is when we
Early
first
access.
introduced the concept of dangerous wildlife to the game. It turns out, in our first iteration, it was maybe a little bit too aggressive or disruptive. We knew we should probably make a change when one of our insiders made a forum post that was just,
Cougars, cougars,
Cougars! I hate cougars!
"Someone get these feline demons away from me." I'm happy to report, based on more recent feedback, that I think we ended up in a good place with the overall threat level of mountain lions to a player's citizenry.
It's been years of hard work to bring you a strategy experience like no other. And we're so excited that we can finally see the finish line. We can't wait for players to get their hands on the game later this year.
But the launch of Aura is only the beginning. We are going to maintain our insider program after the release date and continue to listen to players and support the game into the future.
On behalf of everyone at Oxide Games, thank you for joining us today. We can't wait for you to play Aura and to create your own history.
PC and PC Game Pass. No Xbox. Interesting. So there are more games in PC than in Xbox. Okay, this is the one that everyone is waiting for. The new Indiana Jones game. With the recent like very successful
Här hos Machine Games. We are really excited to finally be able to share
Jerk
our work on Indiana
Gustafsson.
Jones. Since the first film came out, Indiana Jones has always represented the ultimate adventure. Even today, it's one of the most iconic franchises in pop culture. In this game, you are
They missed the
as in
last one.
are Indiana Jones. You will see through his eyes and experience a journey that we hope lives up to the proud legacy of Indiana Jones. When Todd Howard first told us about his vision for the game, we knew we would be a very good fit to help bring it to life.
I've wanted to make an Indiana Jones game forever. I'd had this idea for what it would be like and the story, what Indy was going.
Oh, it's going to be first person?
Of his life it was in.
I don't know if people were gonna like that.
And as the years went on, I thought, who would be like the best studio in the world to make this? And it was my friends at Machine Games. I can remember pitching Lucasfilm on the game and being, a little bit nervous because, look, it's, Indiana Jones, and their response was just overwhelmingly positive, and just that excitement has bled through the whole project, and they have just been so trusting and supportive of everything.
For some reason, I like this guy. Like, he seems
I've been a fan of this my whole
like he's a millionaire, and I don't know, there's something about him, his personality,
at the new Indiana Jones game.
at least when in camera. That
Let me tell you what you are missing, Dr. Jones. While you were playing your pointless game, I was playing you. You're wondering if maybe you should have built yourself a life of meaning instead of ending up here, dead and forgotten in the sense of Africa.
so he is Harrison Ford. Yeah, it's first person. I was gonna say first person shooter, but
History. Just different ways to interpret the past.
I mean, Machine Games is mostly known for shooters.
Thousands of years of humanity's thoughts and beliefs, scattered and buried. Just waiting
Puzzles?
to be found.
You can't just run away from your problems, Indiana.
Watch me. Throughout history, mankind has built sites of great spiritual significance. If you were to draw a line through these ancient sites around the globe, you get a perfectly aligned circle.
Is the camera going to go third person when you...
I've had run-ins with guys before. Trust me, it ain't a walk in the park.
Okay, then. Let's see if you can keep up.
What do you mean if I can keep up?
Giving a bit of uncanny valley in those faces. That's not how physics works, but okay.
Fallen angels. Protector of the Chukulimani. The Great Circle. You have any idea how old that was?
They're gonna end it like that? I don't think so.
Indiana Jones is such an iconic character, and he means so much to so many people. Everyone here at the studio has their own indie stories and memories. Most of us grew up with his adventures and have been fans of the movies and the character for years. He's a brilliant archaeologist, he's a charismatic everyman, he's passionate and determined. And for us, he's synonymous with adventure.
Now we have the opportunity to tell a new Indiana Jones story for a modern gaming audience. Our game is all about putting you in Indy's shoes, letting you see and feel what he sees and feels. For us at Machine Games, we do that best through first person. It's the ideal perspective to bring you into the rich, exciting and interactive world we've built.
I like how the
That being up close and personal to the
whip
is key,
worked.
making each action feel like your own.
Whether it's cracking your whip, solving puzzles in ancient temples, or seeing your knuckles go bloody in a fistfight, all of these moments are much more intense in first person. But we still want you to have those moments. Seeing his iconic silhouette with the hat and the whip. And so for things like cutscenes and environmental traversal, we pull the camera back for a third-person view.
Yeah, that makes
Indiana
sense.
Jones and the Great Circle is set between Raiders of the Lost Ark and The Last Crusade.
When our game begins, Indiana is working at Marshall College. He wakes up in the middle of the night to the sounds of a break-in and rushes to confront the thief in the college museum. The mysterious giant of a man makes off with what seems to be a historically insignificant artifact, sparking Indiana's curiosity.
Who the hell are you?
Following the trail, Indiana heads to the Vatican, hoping
That
to
seems
learn
better.
that this particular relic was stolen, and discovers that things aren't what they appear.
He starts pulling at the strings of a mystery, and it all unravels until he has no choice but to see it through to the end, whatever the end may be.
On next plane to Rome. Stop. Need help. Stop. Meet me in Vatican. Stop. Indy.
We always talk about how clever Indiana Jones is. That had to be one of our guiding principles when we were thinking about the type of game we were making. It wouldn't be Indy if he wasn't using his wits to get through the situation. The most authentic Indiana Jones experience we can make is the one that makes you think first.
Sure, there will be some obstacles that will be more easily overcome with the revolver or a gun taken from a disarmed guard. But I think most of the time
I don't like the how
genuine indie experience
things just disappear and appear. I don't know. I think
want to be offering more solutions, whether it's trying to path through the environment to get around. And
I think next gen should be all about the animations and
or using the tools at your disposal, like the whip.
It's an amazing global adventure with action propelling you through your journey.
We have these really diverse environments for you to explore. Indy's journey will take him to the forgotten temples of Sukhothai, the pyramids of Egypt, the snow-peaked Himalayas, and beyond.
We look carefully
but, overall it looks
and the
good.
time period the game
I like how it looks.
And we're trying to make it as authentic and accurate as possible.
We love creating rich, vibrant worlds, and in this game, we also had the goal of making it feel like a true cinematic Indiana Jones adventure.
One of the biggest ways to do that is with the music. John Williams is the original composer for the indie films, and we're really lucky to have found Gordy Hub, a composer who's been able to capture Williams' essence with his score for The Great Circle.
Yeah.
Take a very movie-like approach.
John Williams, you're not gonna be well.
We're very physical with our production style. We use a lot of stunt actors. Things like this help us bridge the gap between making a game and making a movie.
And of course, our characters do a lot to help bring the world to life as well. Next to Indy, Gina is our other main protagonist. Where Indy is pursuing answers just for the sake of curiosity, Gina has a personal stake in getting to the bottom of the core mystery.
Gina is an investigative reporter who has a lot riding on this adventure. She's been tracking a lead for some time, and now she's found an ally in this determined American professor. Their paths are intertwined, and they'll need each other in order to get to the bottom of this mystery.
Okay, then. Let's see if we can keep up.
Fine. What do you mean if I can keep up?
We always love our villains and think we might have found our favorite one yet in Emmerich Voss. He's this intensely psychological man. He's obsessed with the human mind and manipulating it.
He's highly intelligent and the perfect foil for Indy. They're both brilliant people, compelled
Highly intelligent.
positions, but driven down wildly different roads.
He creeps up on you and gets under your skin like he gets under Indy's skin. It's captivating.
Dead and forgotten in the sense of Africa.
One of our mottos for Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is adventure first. But in every indie adventure, there are always those moments where he finds himself in the action.
That's been one of those balancing acts for us, and we've ended up with this sort of hybrid experience that mixes melee combat, stealth, and gunplay.
How you approach any given situation is up to you. You may choose to sneak around an enemy patrol, or
Yeah, that's my way, sneaking.
whack them on the back of the head. And when you can't use your wits, you got Indie's most iconic tool. Just like you see in the movies, one of our goals has been to make the whip as fun and multi-purposed as possible. We want it integrated into every aspect of the game.
You can use it as a traversal tool to make your way around the environment. You can use it as a distraction. And yes, you can absolutely use it in combat. Everything you'd expect from Indie's.
Yeah, the whip seems to be like the best part so far.
Puzzles are a key feature in our game. The spirit of discovery is so important to Indiana Jones. Obviously, there are a handful of puzzles on the main path, but a lot of the puzzles are optional and are just there for the players who want to experience them. Epic traps, small secrets, and hidden puzzles that blend right in with their surroundings.
One thing I love about our game is the level of interactivity that we have. We have this world of mystery where anything could potentially hide a secret. The more you look, the more you'll discover.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
I want to thank you all for joining us for our big reveal of Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Machine Games is known for creating these roller coaster experiences with huge set pieces.
Yeah, yeah.
and immersive narratives.
I mean,
It's
so far every game that I played from them,
stays so true
the Wolfenstein games have been really good.
and create such an authentic experience while still being able to showcase what makes us us. We are making a game for
So
everyone, whether you are very familiar with the franchise or not.
I am I'm quite optimistic about this one. Hopefully it's a lot more puzzle based and combat based.
I'm also very excited to announce that Indiana Jones and the Great Circle will become
This year.
later this year.
This
and
year.
I cannot wait to share more soon.
So yeah, they've been keeping that. Been keeping that in under wraps for a long time. Coming for everything. Yeah. $2024. Yeah, they seem to have a pretty good slate of games for this year. I mean, Mana game is going to be in everything, but the rest are exclusive to Xbox. So
Is it animals, children, and game developers?
Our mission here at Ninja Theory is to craft life-changing art with game-changing tech.
Core to the vision of Ara is our
Paul?
philosophy of rule how you want to rule. Stay happy.
also fall.
Immersive experience like Avowed is anchored in the world.
So it's going to be fall heavy, I guess. There's not going to be much during the year, which I think is having some of the problem with the Xbox. But well, kind of. Because last year we had like, well, it was also May, right? The game that everybody hated. What was it called? The vampire game? But yeah, we'll see. So far, it seems good, and that has also the Indiana game, Indiana Jones game still just 2024, so it may slip. And yeah, this is sort of the Elden Scrolls. I'm not really that into MMOs, so I think we're gonna skip this one. But we're in 4 minutes. Let's see. Yeah, about. Let's see about. Yeah, the only thing that I didn't like about this the animations, some of the animations, like that looks really good.
It's not just hacking and slashing. You're making real-time decisions about when to use your abilities.
But then
Attacks, blocks, parries.
that, for example, doesn't have like the impact that you would expect for something hitting you. I think that's what the next generation has to some way feel better.
It's important to pay attention to the types of enemies you're dealing with. Some units are extremely defensive, some are brutishly difficult, and others you must make sure you prioritize, or their healing capabilities will put you in a tough spot. To help with the different encounters you will face, we provide customizable loadouts that can be quickly switched during
Indiana
combat.
Jones
That means you can play
game still
however
just
you want.
2024, so
Equip
it
a
may
sword and
slip.
shield and charge into battle. Dual-wield pistols and control the encounter
And
mid-range.
yeah, this sort of
Or
the
even dual-wield wands to feel like a gunslinging mage. You could use your enchanted wand to freeze enemies, and then use your offhand weapon's power attack to shatter them.
yeah, some of it I don't know, doesn't feel great, but
balance between pressure and manageability during combat.
Players will have ample choices for how to build and progress their envoy in the world of the living lands as they get to know the game.
overall I'm interested. The art style is also I think they should have explained this, not explained but showed more than explain the outcome of, you know, confronting him.
Why's he not here with you? What happened?
At the end of the quest, you have
Some of the textures, the hair texture is doesn't seem great, and he's using that the what's it called the guy from Black Panther, I forgot his name, the enemy, but yeah, now everyone is using that hairstyle. But I think environments look good, except for this one. This one I don't know. It seems to clash too much. No, like you have first this one.
Helping us create a unique RPG experience.
Like, don't you think that this art style clashes too much with this one, for example?
Spaces with sickly ones, we can better deliver complex emotional experiences.
But I don't know. Still, like I said, cautiously optimistic for this one. Like I said, my nephews have Game Pass on their Xbox, so I'm able to play like all of these games, try them at least, and if I like them good enough, I get them for my PC. That is a good thing about the Xbox, Xbox platform. And Senua, Hellblade. It seems they're going with too cinematic, but I guess that is what people want. I don't know. I feel like their previous game, the first Xenoblade, Hellblade, balanced pretty well the cinematic with the puzzle and the action. Like, it was actually not that action heavy. It was a lot more about exploring and cinematics. So I wonder how they're gonna balance this one. So far, it seems like they're going way more with the cinematic adventure type of things, but I mean, we won't know until we play it. We know for sure this is going to be much bigger. The first one was maybe a 10 to 15 hour game. It was pretty short actually. 15 hours I think is what it took me, and I usually take a long time with games because I like going to every corner of the map to find something. But I think this is going to be much longer, maybe a 20-hour at least. But we'll see. They haven't shown like a good non-cut demo of how the game is going to work. So I don't know, that I don't like that one, but I don't like the going that way. Hopefully closer to the release they do something like that, because I think that actually sells a lot of people looking how the game actually is going to be structured. But I don't know. Let's see. Hopefully it goes well. The mana game, I'm really excited. You can see my reaction video back in the Game Awards reactions, and it's a game that I'm really looking forward to. I really think this is going to be end up coming also on the next Nintendo system, and that's what I will probably play it, because they didn't say anything about Game Pass or anything, right? But yeah, this coming in the summer, it will most likely come before the next Nintendo system comes out. But yeah, I will have no problem waiting for it. Hopefully it comes to the next Nintendo Switch, because that was the remake. The Trials of Mana was actually very successful on the Nintendo. Yeah, taking that away could hurt this game's sales potential. I mean, I'm talking mostly about sales here, because it's something I really like following and talking about, the sales about of games. So yeah, I think this is going to come to the next Nintendo platform, because the Trials of Mana was a very successful on the Nintendo Switch, and I actually really liked it there. I know the PC would be better fidelity and stuff like that, but I really prefer playing my games on the Switch, and only games that I know will never come out for that platform, I end up playing on my PC. Sorry. And I mean, I know this is an Xbox event and mostly show, but I would like to talk a little bit about the Switch. Sorry. About the Switch and its successor, because I've seen a lot of rumors, a lot of things online, and there was this situation with Nvidia where there was a leak. No, well, not more like a hack and theft of information, and from that we know that they are. We don't know, but all of this is inferred. Things that if you use your previous knowledge and stuff like that, you get to some conclusions. And people have inferred that Nvidia has already they have already developed the chip that is going to be on the next Nintendo system, and from that, because it's based on a product that is already on the market, although not used in video games, it's used in automotive industry. But people know, or we already know, the ballpark of its processing capability. So yeah, they've been a lot of people online have been like making guesses about how powerful the next Nintendo console is going to be, and there's always the people who are like super hopeful and they want these to be like super powerful and be close to Xbox Series S, and there's the people who are always doubters, and they're like, nah, Nintendo's not going to spend money or stuff like that. Well, both of them are kind of wrong. I mean, I think a realistic expectation is for a console to be, if it's going to be, because this is another important part, we all are expecting for this to be another hybrid situation, which is obviously the most likely because the Switch has been so successful. But I think until we see it, I mean, we cannot be sure that that's going to be the thing, right? But if it's a hybrid, just by the fact that it's going to be using a battery, you cannot go all the way to an Xbox Series S type of power for that kind of machine, unless you want the battery to last like 15 minutes, right? So yeah, I think people need to be very aware of that. But and the thing is, when the game is docked, when the console is docked or plugged to a wall outlet, then you can maybe draw more power from it, right? It's something that the Switch, I think, the Tegra chip that the Switch used was basically a stock type of Switch chip. Sorry, basically NVIDIA had already produced and had that chip, and they actually used it for their machines. It was called NVIDIA Shield or something like that. And that wasn't a hybrid. That wasn't a portable or anything like that. That was plugged to the wall. And it had a flow of much energy coming than the Switch. So I think the Nintendo and NVIDIA didn't really explore that power differential between being a handheld and a console. Something that they are going to do for the successor. I think that would be a good thing to get more research into. Like, maybe there's going to be a bigger power differential between being a handheld and when it's plugged to the current, right? So I don't know, maybe it could be closer to the Series S than we think when it's plugged, but we have to take into account that every game has to run also in handheld, right? So we don't know if it's going to, I don't know, I don't think that most games, my point here is that I don't think most games are gonna end up on the Nintendo successor, because it's going to be not powerful enough. And we've seen that most developers are not really willing to explore going porting stuff. And well, the console also has to be like very successful or continue the Switch success. And that's also going to be, I mean, we don't know if that's going to be the case. Like, we don't know what the thing is still. So I think we all have to wait for that. But my current expectation is, if the thing is going to be a hybrid again, and it's just as successful as the Switch has been, I think it's going to get a lot more games than the Switch did, mostly because most developers are gonna bet on it earlier in its life, contrary to the Switch, which I think it wasn't until like 2019 where most developers started really putting attention to the Switch market. But other than that, I don't think, like, for example, the next Grand Theft Auto is going to be on the Switch or stuff like that, right? That's my point. If that is the situation, is that this is going to be a hybrid that has that is limited by a battery, and that is just as successful as the Switch. If it's not as successful, if it's a hybrid and it's not as successful as the Switch, I think a lot of developers are going to, especially the top dogs, Square Enix and Capcom, and I'm mostly talking about Japanese, because I think the Western developers are more willing to go down, like to port things down than the Japanese ones. But yeah, if the Switch successor is not as successful, I think a lot of developers will just jump like off the ship. But here's the other: if the thing is not really a hybrid, if it's somehow it manages to get close to the Xbox Series S and it is really successful as well, then that's when I see most developers putting a bit more of enthusiasm into developing Switch games. With games like this, like Vision of Mana, which is a mid type of game, like it doesn't have like the big development resources that Final Fantasy or stuff like that, where the idea of the game is to, the idea of the marketing for that game is to, this game is so advanced that it's only possible on the most powerful hardware and stuff like that. That is like the draw of the marketing of the game. Yeah, those games are not coming to the Switch, but this type of game, which is more like it's for all fans and for people who have enjoyed this type of games, and maybe they're looking for something a bit more light. That's where I think this type of this is the type of game that I completely expect for the next Nintendo successor. But yeah, I deviated enough. The Ara game is interesting. Like, I'm not really, like I said, I used to be very into strategy games, like, real-time RTS. Apparently this is like turn-based, but simultaneously turn-based. Like, it's not real-time, not really real-time. I didn't even know. I thought it was more like simulation type of game. But yeah, after that, I think that is, I like that bit. I hope that was a real interaction. But yeah,
we started small, building a robust game engine, questioning our design assumptions, and prototyping out features.
I'm not very into how it looks. Like I said, the shading and the style is weird to me. Like, why they're doing the grass like that? Like, I don't know. I don't feel like that is the way. But the gameplay idea, I think I'm quite interested in. So I think it's in early access or something like that. Maybe not early access, but they seem to have like a informant, they call them. It's like people who are playing the game and letting them know what could be better and stuff like that. But yeah, I got interested in it, and this is a PC only for some reason. I mean, I guess strategy games are like that.
On behalf of everyone at Oxide Games, thank you for joining us today. We can't wait for you to play Ara and to create your own history.
We will see. Ok, voy a tomar un descansito, voy a comer y a lo mejor podemos jugar un poco de Gran Blue. ¿Cuánto le ya se escucha de los dos lados? Hola, hola. Ah, perfecto. Sí, una media hora y regreso. ¿Va? Half an hour and I come back.